Hello guys, MC the Miniature Surgeon here, the real life surgeon with a passion for all things Warhammer. With the overwhelming response on my last 5 tips video with GW paints, here are 4 more tips I found through trial and error so you won't have to. Stay tuned till the end because tip number 4 is suggested by one of our very own viewers, and if you found out about something that you didn't already know, maybe drop us a like or even subscribe. Let's go. Tip number 1. Use contrast paints or washes to dilute your metallics. Metallic paints are very helpful in a way that they help create a realistic metal effect without having to spend hours doing it in the non-metallic metal style. If you've ever used metallic paints before, I'm sure you've encountered the same dilemmas I had. Either you don't dilute the paint enough and it's really gloppy and difficult to apply, or if you do dilute it, the metallic flakes separate from the paint's medium to create a sweaty puddle. One workaround is to use washes to dilute your metallics. In this example, I'm going to use white flesh shade to dilute Retributor armor before applying it. Now this is because washes are made from medium and is generally very smooth and just pigmented enough to make the base color richer without altering its color. In this example, I'm going to apply the mixture to the helmet of my Blood Angel's Blade Guard Veteran, and then use a mixture of just Retributor armor diluted with water. The flesh shade diluted Retributor armor goes on much smoother and retains its constitution far better, giving a better result with fewer coats. And as you can see, if diluted with just water, the paint separates and you need more coats to achieve the same effect. So here's the finished product side by side. Tip number 2. Know your varnishes. Now, we've all been there. We want our models to look shiny and awesome, but applying art coat just creates a wet finish as if your marine just emerged from the deep blue sea. The key here is to know what kind of varnish to use when. Now, Storm Shield is an excellent varnish for armor panels. Even though it's marketed as a matte varnish, it actually has a very nice subtle sheen to it. In this example, I'm going to coat the armor of my Primaris Assault Intercessor with it. Now, as you can see, it actually gives a moderate amount of sheen to flat surfaces to help sell the illusion of slightly polished metal to bring all the colors together towards a nice, fine finish. That's not to say art coat isn't useful. It's awesome to use art coat to create glassy effects such as over the lens of a Space Marine. Also, for areas that have gone over with wash or contrast paints and thus dulled down, a quick coat of art coat will bring it right back to life. And there you go, the correct varnish effect's where it needs to be, with the protective effect being an awesome bonus. Tip number 3. Use contrast paint wildwood to create weathering effects. If you're looking for an easy way to do weathering, using wildwood can really help you. Here are 2 such ways. To create a dusty appearance on the base of your model, use wildwood contrast paint and dilute it with a contrast medium in a ratio of 1:3. Now pick out an area of the model that you want to weather and coat the bottom 75% of it with the wildwood mixture. This way you leave just enough clean area to create the illusion of dust gathering where gravity acts most. Once the first coat is dry, apply the same mixture to the bottom 50% of the mini. Take care to use downward strokes to keep the color strongest towards the bottom. Now we're going to repeat the same process, but this time only for the bottom 25% of the mini. Repeat this part as much as you need until you get your desired effect. Next up, scratches and dents. This time use wildwood undiluted and find a panel where you want to work on. Go ahead and paint on random lines and dots where wear and tear is commonplace. Now the advantage of using wildwood is since it's a contrast paint, thinning areas of the paint will reveal the undercoat to simulate the rough, uneven nature of scratches. Next, we're going to use the highlight color, and in this case Wild Rider Red, to add a thin line underneath the areas of wildwood. This is to simulate the torn edges that would reflect light, and since we're looking down at their minis, placing highlights at the bottom creates this illusion. Tip number 4. Put on a layer of white glue before laying on your crackle paint. In my last video, I gave a tip on how crackle paints pull away from the bases cleanly to reveal whatever color and pattern you have beneath. Now, shout out to Thomas Beckett for giving me this tip for using white glue on top of bases before applying the crackle paint, so I decided to try it out, and here's how it went. In this example, I'm going to make 2 lava bases. First, I'm going to undercoat the base with corn red, and while the base is still wet, I'm going to layer on some Mephiston red, leaving splodges of corn red still showing. Then again, before the Mephiston red is dry, I'm going to do the same with Evil Sun Scarlet, followed by Troll orange and Uriel yellow. All this done in a very rough, wet blending manner. Then I'm going to apply white glue lightly diluted with water and brush over the surface of one of the lava bases. After some experimenting, I found that using an additional coat of art coat helps the crackle paint pull even cleaner off the base. Next, with a healthy smattering of molten earth, I'm going to cover both bases and leave it to set. As you can see, the base with the white glue has bigger and more impressive crackles, revealing the lava underneath. Guys, if we can get 30 likes on this video, I'll be putting out a midweek bonus video on basing. So go ahead and smash that like button, guys. And that is it for today, guys. You guys have been absolutely amazing in contributing to this awesome community. Shout out again to Thomas Beckett for the awesome tip. If you guys learned a thing or two that you didn't already know, maybe drop us a like or even subscribe. If you got a tip that you think I missed and would want me to try it out, like how I tried Thomas's out, go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. Guys, this is MC the Miniature Surgeon, signing out.